You aren't falling out with people for no reason. When relationships are not mutually or energetically connected, they're not going to last. Let's talk about it. Welcome and welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that's what we're going to talk about today's video. The reason why relationships do not work is because you guys are not on the same page. And speaking from experience, what I can suggest and inform you and advise you is that all you have to do is be yourself. A lot of people think that you have to jump through hurdles, that you got to play Inspector Gadget, that you got to turn into Scooby Doo, that you got to question and evaluate and study people. You don't have to do that. What's for you is not going to deny you. It's not going to be conflicting. It's not going to be confusing. It's not going to be chaotic, and it's not going to be problematic. If people are not able to accept your differences and who you are as a person, they're simply just not for you. And the best thing you can do is, instead of avoiding, instead of staying, instead of changing or being upset, make peace with it. There are a lot of people that I've realized and come to conclusion with that we weren't on the same page. This doesn't make me better or less than. If people want to think they're better than you, if people want to talk about you, who the cares? Like, people do not talk about things that they do not value or have interest in. That's one thing. But number two, the reason why you fall out with certain people is because you guys don't have the same intentions. So, for example, there have been a lot of times I've been in relationships or just situations where it was one-sided because I was being myself, I was putting in the work, I was putting in the energy, and it was my energy compared to the other individuals on the other end. So like, if two people are in a relationship, whether it's at work, at school, it's family, whatever it is, and people are not having the same morals, people don't see eye to eye, they're not able to understand each other's perspectives, they're not able to appreciate one another, they're not able to communicate effectively, or they don't have the same interests or same values, it's going to be challenging and it's going to be difficult. And if you guys are not able to have those uncomfortable conversations, if you're not able to be patient with each other and understand why you guys feel the way you do, it's not going to last. Like, it's nothing wrong with disagreeing with people, but if the relationship continues to progress and all it is arguments, all it is misunderstanding, and you guys are not growing or being challenged in a healthy way, what's the point of being in a relationship? And speaking from experience, the best thing that I could do is remove myself and accept the fact that some people you're just not going to be compatible with. And regardless if people have a reason to like you or not, if someone makes up in their mind that they don't want to be in a relationship with you, or they perceive you some type of way, then it's not going to work. Like, a lot of people have hidden agendas, unfortunately. Now, it's not everybody, and I'm going to make that into a separate video, but it's like, everybody's not a bad person, but everyone may not have genuine intentions. And what I've learned is, I'm not going to stop being a genuine person. It's just, you can't change people. And it's not even the fact that I was never aware of that. I was able to understand it. It just amazed me how much people will go so far to pretend to be something they're not, instead of communicating and expressing who they are. Because it's like, people always like to talk about, oh, people only show their true colors when they're mad. No, people show their true colors when they're mad, when they're happy, when things are going well, when things are going bad. Like, that's still that same person. And it's not to say that anybody's perfect or I'm just this perfect person. I'm not. But I'm aware of what I've done. I know when I was right. I know when I was wrong. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, that bothers them. Like, a lot of people don't like to tell the truth. That's why I publicly come on here and I speak from a place of experience, because one, like, I would like, who's gonna do anything? And it's not to be like aggressive or assertive, but it's like, when you stand in your truth, I told the truth. Now what? I could point out and acknowledge when I was wrong in situations. I could talk about what I've done and not feel embarrassed, not feel ashamed or guilty. Because once again, who is anybody supposed to be to me? I know what I've gone through. I know how it made me feel. And the same thing with you. Like, don't feel bad because you're not compatible with a lot of people. Like, once you realize people don't have the same interests, it is what it is. And the best thing you can do is just accept the fact that when people are talking badly about you, when people do feel some type of way, those are not people you want to be around. And you think it hurts right now because it's your family members, it's your friends, it's people that you're intimate. Those people are not for you. Like, once you just accept the fact that certain people are meant for certain people, you won't take it personal. And I'm grateful that I've never had attachment issues towards people, especially people I didn't know. And that's another thing. A lot of the times, people don't know people, And a lot of people, at least I know, weren't patient enough. So it's like, I'm not going to feel bad. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but the things that I did wrong, it's not like I wasn't willing to work on. It's not like I wasn't willing to change. It's not like I was willing to put in. And that's the thing. If you get in relationships and they're not willing to communicate, so let's just say they have communication issues. Let's just say they have commitment issues. Let's just say they have all these issues. If they're not willing to get in the relationship and change and grow and do better, it's not going to work. And you have to realize relationships can't be one-sided. So it's like, let's just say previously I didn't always express how I feel, right? And I'm in a relationship with someone and they're not willing to put in the energy or effort or at least be patient with me. I can't force myself to try to communicate to somebody who's not even willing to be patient with me. So it's not even about pointing fingers or blaming people. It's just being responsible for yourself. Like, it's only so much that you can do. So if someone's not willing to be patient and they lack commitment issues, where's the relationship going to go? Like, it takes two people. And the more that I've experienced people, the more I'm getting older, I realize being in a relationship, boys and girls, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of effort, especially if you want healthy relationships. And recently, not too long ago, I was in an environment where I realized that in order for me to be in these healthy relationships as an adult, because it's possible, I have to be this person to myself. Like, I can't expect certain things from my friends, from my husband, from coworkers or business partners or just people I associate myself with if I don't have that energy for myself. Because once again, it's not going to be mutual. It's going to be one-sided. And when people fall out with you, it's not that they waited till this moment to say this. A lot of the times people ignore certain signs and certain things that people do because they're like, well, that's just who that person is. Like, no, people can change and they don't necessarily have to change for you. But it's like, if they're not changing, if they're not evolving, and you guys are going in two different directions, the relationship is going to have to come to an end. So once you realize that certain people do certain things that you may not agree with and you point it out and it bothers you and they're not willing to take heed of it, they're not willing to be considerate of it, remove yourself. But the reason why you fall out with certain people is because they didn't have genuine intentions. If you go into a relationship and you're doing the best that you can and you're being the best, and I'm not saying that you should not expect yourself from them because nobody is you, but it's like people know what you bring when you get into the relationship. Like, people are not dumb. People are not dumb. A lot of people like to take. And once again, somebody that takes, eventually they're not going to be able to have access to you. They're not going to be able to take from you because you cut the cord. You denied access. You don't just get to take from somebody and then not pour into them. The relationship's going to come to an end. So if you want to know how your relationship's going to work, just make sure your hands are clean. Make sure you always have genuine intentions and work on the things that you lack. So when I was younger, a lot of the times I used to be impatient. I used to be because I didn't have to be in a relationship. That's why I used to be impatient. I used to be very impatient. I used to be really impatient when it came to relationships because I knew I didn't have to be in a relationship. I never needed to be a girlfriend. I never needed a friend. I always wanted those things. It's the difference when you need certain things and you want those things. But because I knew I didn't need it, I didn't mind not cutting people off. My camera got cut off. I didn't mind cutting people off. Like, and I'm like that now. And as I've gotten older, it's become like even quicker. Like before, if you blinked incorrectly, now it's if you take too much breath, you're done. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that doesn't need to be applied to everybody. That only needs to be applied to people who I know are going to waste my time and energy. That does not go to the people who actually want to get to know you, because there are people who want to get to know you. There are people who want to appreciate you. And I've experienced it. I've experienced men and women who wanted to genuinely support me, who genuinely wanted to appreciate me. And I'm telling you guys from experience. So don't allow the people who misuse you or abuse you or don't appreciate you affect that for the rest of your life. Because imagine all the dusties, as Cheryl likes to say, that I dated or had encounters with, even though I don't claim none of them. Imagine if I allow that to stop me to meeting my husband. Like, don't allow your exes to block you from meeting the man or the woman that you want to be with. Don't allow ex relationships from coworkers to allow you to stop making connections with people. Like, even family members. Like, once you remove yourself, it does become easier. It becomes easier, and you just have to remind yourself, like, these people didn't value, they don't want to get to know you. And that's the thing, some people sometimes they don't want to get to know you, and even if they have a reason, like I said, or not, that's fine. Keep that same energy. the same way you talked about me, the same way you said this and this and that, the same way you projected, because that's all it is. Like, certain people just want to see you in a certain type of way because that's all that they can think for themselves. Or recently I seen on TikTok, this lady was like, people get mad when you don't use your privileges the way they want you to. Meaning, when you look a certain type of way, people think you're supposed to act a certain type of way. When you dress a certain type of way, people, it's just like, it's just BS. But I'm going to end off this video because I have another video that I want to post for you guys. I have a lot of videos that I want to post for you guys. So if you're new here, welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist. But most importantly, relationships are not going to work if they're not equally yoked. So the reason why I used to cut off people is because I know I didn't need them, but as I've gotten older, I realized where to pour my energy into. And the same thing with you. Like, it's not personal. Don't worry about your past. Don't worry about what people said and done. You're not going to be in that situation forever. As long as you are doing the work, you're taking the time to heal. You know, you don't have to come on YouTube and tell your tea like I'm doing, but just pour into yourself. The people that are meant to be in your life are going to meet you. So, like, even if you want to be in a new relationship, even if you were at a new job, if they really want to support you, if they want to be in a relationship with you, they're going to say, you know what, she's not perfect, he's not perfect, but I'm willing to be patient because I have things that I have to work on. You guys have to be on the same page. You guys don't have to be reading the same sentence or the same paragraph, but you need to be on the same page. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to comment down below. Let me know your experience. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notification bells. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Ty_guidance, TYI.guidance. All the information will be down in the description box below. Let me know what topic I should talk about in the next video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And if you want a if you want a one-on-one session, go to my website at tyguidance.com. But relationships have to be on the same page. You guys can have differences. You guys can be different races. It could be whatever it is. But as long as you guys accept each other and embrace each other, it will work. If not, you just have to accept it is what it is. And there are over 8 billion people in this world. So don't let one monkey stop your show. There are plenty of men, plenty of women, plenty of jobs, plenty of opportunities. But don't limit yourself just because of what's happened to you in the past or what other people done to you. And most importantly, do not become the people who try to hurt you. Do not become the people who try to hurt you. Like I said, imagine me not marrying my husband, not being in this relationship with my man because of previous... Boy, bye.